end of this month.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Lauren will be there, but we're a little nervous because she has ours. Okay.
Yes.
That makes us feel better.
I think the 27th or something.
I thought it was something going on like tomorrow.
No.
Okay, good. So just so to be sure, just a question. So you have the adaptive fit, which is the version, that is basically the condensed version with the base plate with two halves. It's very popular now. It's small, for storage and whatnot. And I have one here.
Okay, perfect.
That I'm going to kind of angle this down to try to show you. Are you guys familiar with the DeMeo at all? Have you used the other version before?
I have used the other version once or twice at my old surgery center, so I have seen it before, but I don't think I've seen the adaptive fit.
Okay, not too much difference once we get something set up, so that's good that you have experience with it. That's perfect.
So the adaptive fit, the main thing is we were able to take that base plate, which was 30 inches or 25, and cut it and basically make two pieces, basically break it in half, and make it a little even longer. So and everything kind of fits in one container.
Oh,
So
sweet.
this might see the container right here.
Yep.
That's I think you guys purchased those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the insert out of the container.
Oh, nice.
that's it. Everything's in one.
So what it is all the pieces fit in this one insert. And this insert obviously would come out and go on your back table.
Awesome.
It's sterile. So that's kind of that right here. Okay. So what happens is there's obviously a carriage I think, Joe.
Oh, okay, that looks smooth. Sorry.
We're missing one piece here.
Oh, no worries.
So what happens is in the OR, which is probably most important is the tech is going to have to assemble this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a big deal, but that's the step. Basically the base plate, the other unit is one piece.
Yeah.
So the difference is they're going to have to take the insert, which is in this, and basically, this turns right. And this one is, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. Okay. This is ice cold because it's freezing cold here, and this was in the trunk of the car. So basically, this insert won't be, and we could actually send a video, and we also could we have a good slick on this too to have this information too.
Yes, that would be awesome.
So the tech is going to have to put together the base plate coming out of this tray. That's the difference as opposed to the existing product, which people use. It's all one piece. So that's really the main part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart again. Right, Joe? And I think the only thing different about yours is your connecting piece. This is a slightly older model, and your connecting piece is going to be black, like this. It's black. So that's just the difference.
Okay.
This is just an older model. So we redesigned a few things with the newer models to use this piece. It connects easier. It's just a little bit better product.
Okay.
But it still works the same way. So Joe's going to put this unit together right now.
Yeah, I thought this part was on it already. I just want to show you that the carriage, when it comes up from SPD, we'll have the carriage on it.
It should.
Yeah.
So we'll okay.
We might just have to touch base with Claudia then, make sure when she puts it
And
together.
we'll show you how to set this carriage.
Okay.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
But ultimately, this is what it looks like, right? Where this carriage, this lever is at 2 o'clock, 2 to 3 o'clock. Once this lever is at 2 to 3 o'clock, and that's just how the OR receives it from SPD, that means everything's probably going to go over really smoothly.
All right.
So we have to train SPD how to get it to that level so that when you receive it, it's somewhere between 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and that way the boot fits in nicely, comes out, it goes in and out of the carriage very well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, this rubber goes back, the boot comes out, and that's kind of how it works on the field. The leg it's you know,
Okay.
maneuvered and manipulated in different positions, and it's put back into this carriage, and the carriage is slid basically up and down the base plate to whatever level of flexion that the doctor wants.
Knee position
But from a,
total.
I'm gonna put this over here, but from a, let me put this back. I'm just gonna put this back in here. Okay, and then this sits in here. So again, this tray. Okay, so if I was an OR tech and I'm on the on the back table, I would start getting this ready. So when you take the two pieces out, now what Joe was explaining to you is that the carriage, because this carriage comes off for cleaning purposes,
Okay.
and in sterile processing, it's designed to be cleaned and then put back onto this base plate and then sterilized. And then so when they get it upstairs, this is less basically putting together that they have to do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move this over a little tiny bit. So again, this is the connecting piece which sits inside here. Everything's in this tray, in this holding tray. So again, yours, the only difference, yours is gonna be black. So then this gets inserted on either side, because they're both equal. There's a left side and a right side. And then basically,
See the arrows to arrow?
Yes.
let me show you.
Arrows to arrow, and then all the lettering is facing you. So
Okay.
all the lettering and all the silver is facing you. So everything you could read. Even this carriage
Yeah.
has the lettering facing you.
Yeah, you want everything, if this carriage was ever upside down, which could happen, because it could be assembled, something's not right. You want everything, like Joe says, all the lettering to be facing you, and then you'll know it's all orientated properly. So really,
Then it behaves like the one you
this is the male knee position, and I'm sure if the doctors are asking for it, they're probably familiar with this. So this is the unit that, us being able to break this base plate into two pieces, we're able to make this a little longer, so it's 32 inches, which is clinically a little bit better, and that was the direction the surgeons asked for. They wanted a longer unit, so we were able to do it this way. We couldn't make our other unit any longer because we couldn't find it wouldn't be able to fit sterilizers and whatnot. So, we kind of went with this, and it seemed to be working out pretty well.
Right.
So really,
But then when the surgeon gets it, it's not as long.
now it depends on who. I'm not sure if you have a PA who's setting up, who's putting the, again, there's a disposable package that comes with this too, which is a pad that goes in this boot, patient protective pad. You want to make sure you definitely have that and ask
Sure
for it.
has
I'm sure she
disposables.
included it. Again, it's part of our IFU, and it's obviously it's foam, but it's a memory foam, so it's got some clinical principles to it that make it a little bit safer for the patient, from a pressure standpoint, because these are all pressure areas: your heel, your forefoot, your calf. So you want, so now I'm not sure who's going to do that. Sometimes I'll see the doctor actually do it. Most of the time I'll see a PA. Sometimes I see the OR tech will do it. They'll put the patient's foot in the boot with the pad, and then they co-band it in, so it's ready to go. So, and again, I'm not sure your process because I see all different ones, but for the most part, this is the boot. That's part of the male knee position, and Joe was saying the boot has a ball to it, and that's what goes in and out of this carriage, and it gets locked all along the base plate. Again, if you can picture a leg in here being flexed wherever you want it. So then there is a clamp, a rail clamp. Looks like this. Rail clamp.
Is that a sterile part in the?
Yeah.
Everything in the tray is sterile.
Okay, the clamp too. Okay.
So good question. Yes. So again, another thing too, when the patient comes in the room, again, also too, there's a whole other portion. I'm forgetting this. There are table pads that I don't know if Lauren speak with you about that we don't have that. And if, I don't have those right now, but Joe might be able to get that. You wanna ask about, because what happens is this unit gets put into a well essentially, so it's not absolutely necessary, but we highly recommend that people use our table pad. So you'll take your existing, whatever table you have, whether it's a Skytron table, stairs table, whatever you guys have, you'll take your existing table pads off and put ours on. Your table pads are probably either 2 inches, 3 inches, or 4 inches, or 5 inches in thickness. That's generally what they are. Ours are 3.5 inches, and it's a certain height thickness that allows, when they're on, that allows the legs basically to be equal when you're kind of bringing them out the length. And what it is, it's a table pad set, it's a split leg. So there's a torso. So you would take your head, your table pad set has 3 pieces. You have a head section, you have a torso section, you have a leg section. Sometimes there's a 4th section, depends on the table pads. But you would take your head section off, you would take all your pads off. We have one big long torso section that goes on, and then we have 2 split leg ones. And those go on the table, and obviously the table's draped. And then the patient is put on the table. And then, obviously, get ready for that. I have Joe that picture, I can see these.
Those are reusable?
And we can send, I'm sure, I don't know the order, I'm sure these are probably part of the order that you guys are bringing in, but I'm sure they are. But Joe might get a little bit better picture. And all this is on our website too, so we'll send you some information.
Thank you.
So what happens, I know this is kind of crazy, but we're here, we have to know it. So you can see, so once the patient's on the table and they're ready, one of the split legs can be removed. So you reach under, you take the pad out, your draping comes back down over the table and over the side rail, and then the positioner sits on it. So when we say it creates a well, so if you can picture someone laying supine, if this patient is doing, this is their left leg. So you can see, the positioner sits in the well on the left side, and that section of table pad is removed. That split leg section is removed. You want to create a little bit of slack in the butt area for your drape, because you don't want it too taut when you put this unit down. So, and Lauren will probably have a dry run and everything for you guys. Which, if you're new, that's probably, I highly recommend that. Yeah. So.
Well, one little quick thing on the table pad is that before you put the patient on, you have the whole table pad set on the OR table.
Yeah.
And you have a split leg. And your OR tables have typically a strip of Velcro in the middle, correct?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And both of these leg pads have Velcro on the bottom inside part of each leg. What I suggest is if you're operating on the left leg, you don't put the Velcro part on the actual Velcros. Turn it around so there's no Velcro on the operative leg pad. So when you go under the drape at the end, when you're ready to create the well, so you don't have to, we take the pad out, you don't have to worry about the Velcro pulling you back and forth. The next thing you know, you're banging into the stirrup, where all the instruments are and stuff.
It creates a little bit, I mean, that doesn't, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It comes off a little easier when the 2 Velcro pieces are kind of meshing each other, kissing each other.
You got it.
On the operative leg. Yeah.
Perfect.
So now, obviously the leg is prepped in here, the foot's prepped in here, with the patient protective safety pad set. This, your rail clamp, you want to make, it has 2 little buttons on the side here. You want to make sure that this is fully in the open position, and then there's a little knob on the inside of here that you want to, I'm going to rotate this knob back all the way. So this little button gets recessed, and this is the button that presses up against the side rail. You know your rail? This is that does it. So this gets put onto the table. It's ratcheted. You kind of close it down and you tighten it a little bit, and then that little button kind of moves forward and grabs onto the side rail of the table. So this is on. You don't want to tighten it all the way. So this is on. we'll just down a little bit here.
Is that being placed sterilely on the rail over a drape, or are they handing it to the circulator?
Over the drape.
Okay.
This is sterile, it goes over the drape because occasionally a doctor may want to adjust this during a case.
Okay.
And again, this is all sterile because what happens is these pegs, essentially, guide pins, I should say, these are what hold the unit. There's 4 in the set. You know, we just have 2 as a backup. But two are needed. So basically, what happens is so you picture this on the side rail of the table. The unit gets placed on the table, and you kind of want to have it.
Okay.
It depends on the patient's leg length. Like again, the doc and the PA, if there's one, they'll be kind of more involved on this too. But you want to make sure that, you know, there's not, this kind of fits in that well pretty good, so there's not too many places it can go. So you want to make sure that this is kind of lined up over the clamp. So you can picture this. So this, if I'm on a table right now, lower table, this is kind of here. And then you take the 2 guide pins and they slide through here. I know it seems like a lot, but I can do it. And once you do this, it takes about a minute to do. It just, you know, so these 2 guide pins, there's an area on each of the base plate halves where you can see it. There's a diagram where the guide pins go in, so they go through here, then they go through the clamp. Okay, kind of doing it, kind of, so you can see it kind of, they go through here, through the clamp. I'm gonna pull this off. But then there's a little arrow here. You turn the guide pin to kind of lock it in place. And then once it's all set, then you just tighten the clamp all the way. You fully tighten the clamp, and that secures it on the table. If you feel resistance getting one of these guide pins through, that means that you might have tightened this clamp a little bit too much on the table. And this clamp is designed to hold the pins. It's a pin locking clamp. And then what happens is the more you tighten it, there's basically the mechanism shifts a little bit and holds the pin. So if the pin is, if it's too tight, basically it's not going to let the pin go through. If you're getting resistance putting the pin through, you just want to make sure that this is loosened.
And then it goes right through it and tighten it up.
Then you tighten it up. Once the pins are all the way through, seat it in, you tighten it up, and then it's ready to go.
Don't use a mallet.
Okay. I've seen that before.
Oh, yes. And that's because them putting it doesn't realize, and it is, I can understand, because people, like intuitively, you want to tighten this all the way on there, but you don't want to do it until
Just back it, yeah, or just back it up at the end.
Yeah, I've seen many people mallet these things in bed, so.
Also, you get 2 guide pins.
Yeah, 2 extra ones.
You get, in case you drop one. So
Awesome.
every unit comes with 4 guide pins, okay?
Sweet.
I'm glad that you have a month here.
Me too.
So you are you doing an evaluation, or have you ordered equipment? You just wait for it to come in?
I think we're just waiting for it to come in. I believe
Okay.
we did order the green pads as well.
Yeah.
I just have to double check with my coworker. She's in Folsom right now, so I just want to make sure. But we should have both of those coming in.
Okay. I have your email address, and I have both your email, and you sent me, that's both of you, right? So
Yeah.
we could, and Lauren, I'm sure, I don't want to step on, what she's already done, but we'll still follow up with more information for you, and that can help you. And again, and Lauren, she does an in-service for your SPD department, or we could do it for you, or another time, how sick, she's got RSV and pneumonia and all that stuff, which is going all over the place.
Yes.
So whatever you need, if she can't do it, we can help you. We'll help you.
Awesome.
And we'll still send you, whatever information you needed. And once you do 1 or 2 cases, it gets pretty good.
And you see that,
Sorry, you're too close.
yeah, you see the boot pad?
Yeah.
So that boot pad, like he was saying, is not only in the IFU, it also gives you with new purchases,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Lauren got you boot pads, a 1-year warranty instead of a 30-day warranty. If one of these ever did go down, if you ordered 1, 2, 3, you get free motors. Everybody loves to repair.
Yeah, to repair.
Because you've got our pads.
Awesome.
And plus it's in the IFU. So I just wanted to, while you're checking on the table pads, you might want to check on
Yeah, and we have a loyalty program for people who use our disposals that go along with our equipment. We just think some of the benefits, like Joe said, is extended warranties, loaners if you ever need it, if you ever put piece go down. Because these are mechanical metal devices that get beat up pretty good. So they do occasionally they can break and things like that. So and that's when you got to call Lauren up and tell her to come in and get you a loaner and all that. Hopefully that can be for a little while because these are new, but those are some of the things that go along with our MVP program. So
Sounds good.
so
Awesome.
Are there any questions we could answer to you guys that you think might come up, or you have our number? You could contact us 24/7. We're ready.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think I have any right now, but I will definitely shoot you guys an email if I do have any in the future, or even if about the SPD training. That would be great. But
Paul's gonna send you an email. We'll send you an email with the training, the slick on how to clock the boot, and we talked about the video on this actual clamp that you just saw, and the CE certificates that are available if and when we train them. We do something called the DeMail journey. I'm gonna put that. Just talk about the different parts of the DeMail, where it's packaged in SPD. How do you guys incorporate it in the OR? Once it's in the OR, is it clocked correctly? Once it's clocked correctly, does the surgeon know how to clamp correctly without using a mallet? If there's a repair, do you guys just say it's broken, or do you just explicitly tell them what's wrong when it goes down there? You don't have to answer now. Is there a pre-cleaning process in the OR, so you wipe it down with the spray and a towel before it goes into the case carton? It doesn't have to. This is validated without it pre-clean. But I like to get back to SPD to let them know. And then once SPD gets it, I like to see how they handle the decontamination, how they handle the small parts, how they take it apart, how they make sure it's clean. Once it gets through the decontamination through the washer, then we teach them how to clock it correctly, and that avoids all the issues.
awesome.
So, and also, so in addition to this, when Lauren does do an in-service for your sterile processing department, or whether we do, again, Joseph, your team gets, because we went through the whole process, we were able to get CE credits. We also do it for your techs too. We haven't been able to figure it out yet for giving nursing credits, but for your OR techs through the in-service, they get it. And it's like I said, it's really important that they know the little tricks and trades of this in case something ever, in case it comes up and it's not correctly put together, they need to be able to, troubleshoot it. So that's all included. And that's
Awesome.
another little benefit. So
Sweet. Thank you guys so much. That was awesome.
Yeah,
all right.
thank you.
Yes, thank you.
See you.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.